it's time to show you how we can work with the named ACL, or we can say a NACL. What is the reason of using NACL, a named ACL? One of the advantages is that you can give the name for your ACL. So instead of having your ACL number 10, for example, or ACL number 11, you can create ACL, for example, like this: permit PC0. Okay, and the name of the ACL will be as a description of its functionality. And also the additional advantages of the named ACL is that you can make configuration of the ACL from the mode of the NACL. I mean, you don't have to type every time access list 1, access list 1, permit, access list 1, deny, or something like this. You enter to access list configuration mode, and then you are just writing permit or deny, permit or deny. And also you can make a very nice editing process of the NACLs with comparison of the ACL. Okay. Now, first of all, let me clear my access list story from router 1 so that I write no access list 111, and I'll go to interface gigabit 00 and I'll say that no IP access group 111 in. And then let's start to take a look for this example in which we are going to use, and by the way, when we are using a NACL, we can use as NACL as a standard NACL ACL or as the extended ACL, extended NACL. So that when you are using a standard ACL, standard NACL, and let me show you an example how you can use it. So here we have this scenario: permit communication from network 10.0 and deny for any other. So we are going to make configuration of ACL NACL, and in comparison with the standard, with the classical ACL, numbered ACL, in numbered ACL you had to do it like this: access list 1, and then you have to write permit and so on. Here, instead of writing access list, you are typing IP access list. So when you type it IP access list, afterward you have to type standard or extended. So you can write as standard or as extended, and then you have to say, you have to create the name for that ACL. For example, this ACL name will be my ACL, and then you are entering into the standard NACL. So afterward you can say permit host this and deny any, and that's it. And the other part is like this IP access group. Instead of writing number, you are just writing the name of the ACL. So let's try to implement it. Router 1, and here we are creating our access list NACL. IP access list, and as you see we have two variants, so we'll use standard, only filtration from, and the name is going to be my ACL. Then in the standard ACL we are able to define these rules like permit 192.168.10.0, and we can define its wildcard mask, and then we'll say deny any. From any other we are denying. So that if we'll go to configure interface gigabit 00 and say that IP access group my ACL, by the way it is k sensitive, so if you type it here lower k, then you have to use lower k too in the configuration of gigabit 00 interface. And then we'll do what? We'll check is our access list is working or not. And by the way, it's difficult to check such kind of access list because it will give permission to all communication from 10 and 0 network. And by the way, if you want to now edit your access list, so let's take a look now for the access list. So we have my access list, and you see that it is working, 2 matches, 2 successful communications being done. And then here you have this sequence number, as you remember. You can edit this sequence number. I mean, you can place something before this first row. How you can do it? You will go to make configuration of IP access list, not here, from the global configuration mode, access list, my ACL. And by the way, I have to write here standard or extended, and then you have to type here, you can type here the number, the sequence number, as you see. So for example, it's going to be sequence number 5, and then I'm saying that for example, deny host 192.168.10.4. For example, the host 10.4 will not be able to communicate, but others from this network 10.0 with prefix 24 will be able to communicate. Do show access list command will show me that, you see, the sequence number is 5, so it's written before my value. So that, and also let's try to check the connectivity between this equipment, so that now PC4 will not be able to communicate with any of these computers, and PC1 will be able to communicate. And in NACL also you can edit your rows. For example, now you want to delete it, just copy it, type no, and paste it. Oh, just a moment. Like this. Do show access list, so that now you delete it. It's very easy to edit NACL, and it's very easy to configure NACL. So use NACL. Don't use standard. Don't use numbered ACL. But if you'll have such kind of laboratory works, then you will do it. Okay, you will do those laboratory works. But in your life, when you are making, if you are working as a network engineer, please use NACLs and just relax. Okay, take it easy. Then extended named ACL. The logic is absolutely the same. So that I'm not going to show you this example because you know how to do it, right, guys? So you can actually just copy these configurations and implement it into your packet tracer or real lab and check it out. Well, another another situation where your ACL can be used. The standard ACL can be used to limit the remote access for equipment to make the configuration of that equipment. Alright, so that in our scenario, only PC1 is able to make configuration of router 1 remotely by IP address, but other equipments cannot do it. First of all, let's take a look for our topology, and let's try to have a telnet connectivity to our router, so that our router IP address is like this, 10.1. Connection closed by remote host. Maybe in our router we don't have passwords. As you remember, at least we have to have passwords on the router. We'll type enable password, and for example Cisco, and then line VTY 015, and then we'll say that password is going to be class, and we'll say login, due to that fact that we want to use exactly this password. And then let's try to make access one more time, and here it is class, enable, and Cisco. So PC0 is able to communicate with the router, is able to make configuration of the router. Well, PC1, let's check PC1, telnet 192.168.10 and 1. Okay, it's also able to do it, enable and class. Cisco. And then our server 0, let's take a look. We'll also make telnet communication 10.1. And as you see, all equipments can do it. And now we want to make a limitation of that only PC1, maybe PC1 is administrator, and only administrator will be able to make configuration of that router remotely. So how to implement this rules? We have to create access list. It can be named standard or just numbered standard ACL, for example 20, and we say that permit host 10.5, permit this host and deny any other hosts. And then we have to go to line VDY 015 from, so it means that 16 virtual lines will be configured, and we can say that access class, oh sorry guys, not 1 but 20 in, so that these rules will be implemented in access class in the line VTY, so that line VTY will look for these rules and say that okay, only he can make access, he can have access, but any others will not have access, so I'm denying them to make configuration of me. So let's try to implement it, guys. In the line in the global configuration mode, we'll create access list 20, and then we'll say that permit host 192.168.10.5 and access list 20 deny host 192.168 deny any, and that's it. And then we go to configure line VTY 015, and then we say access class any 20 in. And if we'll take a look for running configuration file, in running configuration file we can see access list 20. And what else we can see here? We can see that it is implemented into the line VTY 04 and 5.15. And I can see here my my access list, my ACL. So let me delete it firstly. In global configuration mode, I'll say no IP access list standard my ACL. Show run comment will say me that I already deleted it, I don't have it. Now it's time to check will my PC 0 will be able to make. So let me exit firstly and try again to make telnet. Connection refused by remote host for PC 0, but for PC 1, so let's exit firstly and afterward try again to, and see it's able. It's like VIP, it's very important person, and it can make configuration of router 1, but server and other equipment. So if we'll exit from here and try again to make access, refused by remote host. Alright, so this is the end of the access list implementation for IP version 4. Also, we have access list implementation for IP version 6. If I'll have time, I'll prepare this lesson and I'll share it with you as soon as possible. I hope that this video lesson been very informable, or at least informable for you. And if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions what I have to do, please share with them. Your feedbacks are very valuable for me, and I hope to see you again, guys. Bye.